Hi, and welcome to Nature's Watercolors. I'm your host, Barry Underwood, and my sidekick here, or actually I'm his sidekick, or something like that anyway.
One or the other.
One of the, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mickey Cusick.
Right.
So today we're going to compare digital, actually film photography with digital photography. And Mickey has brought some of his equipment, so we can say, I think we did this in one other episode, but it was all with film. So he has since graduated for it, and I'm sure he will tell you how he feels about digital as opposed to the film cameras. So
Here we go.
here we go. There you go.
Well, being old school, everything was electromechanical. So you always had O-rings, 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 and there was always a possibility, bad O-ring, flood, short circuit, there goes all your electrical equipment.
That's a bad thing.
That's a bad thing. With the film, you can go from the wide angle lens with a quick turn, and this is your macro lens. Which that'll get you to within 2 inches of your subject. But now you have to make sure that you have something to carry your lenses with. In the beginning it was okay. Then I get to a point where I lost a lens, fell out of my little pouch, and basically I spent my entire dive
Looking for the lens.
making circles just to see where I could find it.
Did you find it?
I found
You
it.
found it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
It was sitting just like that in between a little coral head. If you weren't know what you were looking for, you would never have found it.
really. So I mean, and of course, these are not cheap either.
no.
I mean, as far as I don't know if you could say what would one of those lenses cost if you had to replace it.
Well, probably about $1,200.
So well, yeah. So
It's-
no wonder you spent the whole dive
Looking for it.
Looking for it.
Oh, yeah.
So
But because it came as a whole package,
right, it's cheaper.
It was
of
a
course.
cheaper-
Yeah,
cheaper
just
really.
just like buying a car. If
Right.
you piece the car together, you would,
It would
it
do
would
the
cost
same
you.
thing,
It
right.
would cost you 10 times probably what it
Sure.
cost you for it all put together. So
and basically pushing, I actually counted, I have pushed 1,000 rolls of film through this camera. And one of our last trips to Belize, something short circuit on the inside. So I had no external strobes to play with. All I had was the little tiny flash that comes with the camera.
oh, okay.
It's doable, but
But it's not the
It's
same.
not the sa- not the same thing.
You don't get the lighting that you
No.
would get with your strobes.
in just about maybe 10 years ago, Nikon bought CNC out. So this is basically a 4-post connections where Nikon is 5-post. So none of this equipment would work with a Nikon camera. And where the dealers of the CNCs, they came in and took all the spare parts away. So if you had a camera like mine and something went wrong, there were no replacement parts. You had to upgrade to Nikon.
Which is what they wanted you to do because
Right. And
then to sell you a camera. So,
And in order to upgrade, it would run roughly $8,000.
wow.
So I was, hemming and hawing, what am I going to do? Making phone calls, see if I could get something repaired. And everybody I called from coast to coast said the same thing. When Nikon bought them out, they took all the spare parts. So basically I was left with a small underwater camera. Then I had to consider upgrading. And the dive shop had a special from Olympus where you got the camera, the lens, and the body for $8.95. Okay. Whereas the people the year before were paying $18.95 for the same setup. So for the extra 1,000, I got the strobes, where they would have to cost more, get the arms, the strobes, the connections. So for the same price, I'm going to put a whole system. Skeptical, still skeptical. But as it turns out, this one here, where in the earlier digitals, you had resolution, where you could turn the resolution up to like slow your film speed down, where they have now gone from resolution into exact film speed. So I can have turned this one down to ASO 100, which is a slow film speed. And if I would have turned it up, the high speed is 12,500. So if you had, let's say, an 8 megabit card, and it said you could take 4,000 pictures, at 12,500, you will take 4,000 pictures. But if you turn the speed down, which means you're basically shooting the same speed as film. So now you're getting more resolution into that particular shot. So if you wanted to enlarge it, you can go, I've gone as far as 16 by 20, and it still come out fairly decent.
No, it doesn't pixelate.
Doesn't, yeah. And instead of changing lenses to go from macro to wide angle, all I have to do is push the macro button, and it's there. It's just a matter of now just getting used to playing with it. So with the new system, I kept the same old arms because they were CNCs. So instead of paying another $2,000 for the arms and a bracket, I already had it. So basically, I got a brand new system for fairly nothing.
And of course, so this one here, your film camera basically, yeah, you said it's got O-rings and everything, so that's how it goes right into the water, just like that.
Just like that.
You don't have it, and whereas this one here is in a...
It's in a housing, but it's still an O-ring, but there's only one O-ring.
Just the opening that you put
yeah.
the camera in through, so,
right.
As opposed to...
Yep. So by using the same arms, I can go from the old mechanical, electromechanical, where sometimes you have a short, something can go wrong, whereas the new connections are fiber optics. So you have no chance of
Anything.
strobe failure unless the O-ring of the strobe and
Right, there's always a chance of
oh, there's always a chance.
anything failing. I don't care what it is. You know, it could be a Rolls Royce or
Sure, it can be anything. Now, because now you're going underwater, so now you got a whole different story.
Right, the environment is a lot different underwater. That's for sure.
It's a whole different world.
Yes, it is, as we have seen on some of your dives.
On many occasions.
We don't want it falling off onto the floor. That's not what we need. then you would have leakage. You.
More ways than one.
Even though you got a deal on it, we don't want it broken.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not until you shoot like 1,000 rolls of film. Then,
Well, that's to equivalent.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cards.
Yeah, I would guess so.
It's a lot of storage.
Oh, pop off.
That's just a little diffuser if you're using, you're in bright sunlight and you want to tone light down just a little bit.
Oh, you just put that.
You put them on. So now instead of having electromechanicals, it's fiber optic. And the big cover comes off and there you go. So before the dives, you take your camera.
Oh, there you go. Which is good on land and sea.
Yes, you can.
So it's just a regular camera anyway. So
It's an Olympus, and this one here is 25 megapixel. So it'll have quite a range of resolution.
oh. Yep, nice, nice light and
Yeah, durable.
durable camera. So
And there's also a adjustment ring that goes on the lens where you can play with focusing your lens. Move it in and out just like you can with a standard land lens.
oh, very. And you got the little screen on here, so you can see digitally what you're doing. And
Oh,
so
that made
you don't have to look through a little viewfinder.
No viewfinder, and hope that you captured it. But being so many years with that system, you knew.
Right.
But now, I can actually see what I'm shooting.
But plus, you can look and see if you got it or not.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
So which is another thing, because I'm sure you can, with all the buttons and everything on there, I'm sure you can do playback, and even in the waterproof case.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
There's
you can do
the buttons, everything else,
everything.
and also you can actually shoot video with the same camera. I haven't gotten that far yet,
Oh, okay. Well,
but it's gonna play with it.
yeah, we need you to do that so we can do a program with video. But very nice.
It's different.
Different, yeah.
Different.
All right, different than what you were used to for so many
yeah,
years.
For so many years.
And
To go from this to that, at first I was skeptical. I'm not sure. Well.
Oh, that's what we talked about in the first few programs.
Right.
Was
This
I'll
versus-
never shoot digital. I remember that. You can play the programs back. And
Times have changed.
Times have changed. Yeah.
Cameras wear out.
Yep, and to replace something, to replace that camera over there would cost you a fortune with another film camera, which they still make, I'm sure.
Oh, sure.
I'm sure they do, but
Nikon makes that whole system now, but you have to switch over to Nikon completely.
so
So all my lenses wouldn't fit. They changed everything. The strobes wouldn't fit.
so this is the way to go.
The way to go.
And
And being offered that reasonable price, okay. So for basically $900, you get the camera, the lens, and the housing. Okay.
yeah,
And the year before, the guys were paying $18.95 for it.
it's almost $2,000 as opposed to
$900.
$900. So
Well, for the extra $1,000, I got the two strobes.
there you go.
So for the same price, I got more of a camera than they did.
Which is
And because they were CNC strobes, I could use the same arms and mount from my old camera.
right.
So I still have, the old school is still here, but
It's just a little,
Mounted
just a
differently.
little bit different. That's
it.
all. So, and so you could still use your old camera if you really wanted to, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it's
it's still-
it just has, you just can't
I
use
can
the
use
strobes.
it just by itself.
Right. You just can't use the strobes. That's
Right.
all, because it doesn't.
well, I can use the thumbnail flash. I
Okay.
can use that as a backup, which is always somewhere on me anyway.
And you do keep, so when you go on a trip, do you take both of them?
Oh yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
You never know.
True. Now at least you have a backup.
Yeah.
Also, which is great. So well, very nice. You know, so
And which is even nicer is that I don't have to interchange lenses to go from macro to wide angle. I just have to push the button and I go from macro to wide angle automatically.
right. So what?
So the whole the camera was basically designed to fit in this housing for underwater. So all the functions were for underwater, but there's still a lot of functions that you can use on land. Well, I still have my film cameras for land. I'm not giving those up.
There you go.
And for those, there's basically no electrical parts. It's still
So
manual.
yeah, all manual. Yep. So,
All manual. Click the
Manual
trigger.
wind and yeah.
That's it.
Gee, I remember those days. I used to have a Hammond Practica. Remember that? I remember
yeah.
those days. You know,
Yeah.
you had to wind it
Yeah.
to the next frame.
Click up, click
So,
up,
yeah.
click. Oh yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah. Well, now at least if you see a Blemmy, right? Isn't it a Blemmy?
Blemmy,
Blemmy.
yeah.
You don't have to you don't have to
Well,
stop
I don't
and
have
put
to
a
swap
different
over
lens.
lenses now.
Yeah, right.
Just push the button and I'm all
And
set.
you got that. Yep. So, and for those of you who have watched these programs, you remember the Blemmy. It was just, how big was it? How big is a Blemmy?
Maybe an eighth of an inch diameter,
Yeah, it was small. You know.
maybe an inch long.
So you probably remember that. It was on a post. I remember that.
Yeah, come out of
you-
its little hole.
Yeah. So, but you have to change lenses to get a picture like that.
Yeah, you have to make sure you have your lenses with you.
Right. That makes a difference. To
Makes-
me.
oh, yeah.
If it's at home and you're in Fiji.
Or you left it on a boat or
Yeah.
back at the room. Oh yeah,
So,
missed shots.
yeah, for sure. So.
It's going to happen.
Yep, it happens with everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's always regrets that you didn't get that shot. You know, but then there's always the next nice shot coming up too. So,
Sure.
So we
You can make
get
up
that.
for it.
So I guess that's all we can go over in this. But so now we're going to set up and do a.
Show the
and have
difference
some-
between what's film and what's digital, and let you decide which is which.
Which is which. Okay, sounds good. So we'll be back. Welcome back. We've got this set up now, and we're going to play a little game with everybody at
can
home.
you tell the
You
difference?
see if you can tell the difference between the film.
And digital.
So here's two pictures. I hope it's two pictures we're seeing.
Oh yeah.
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 And
Can you tell the difference?
can I tell the difference? Yeah, I think so. I think that one over there is the film camera, and this one over here is the digital, because
Right.
this one looks sharper. It's got more sharpness to it than
This one here?
than that one does. Yeah,
It could be the water. This is a little darker. That's a little brighter.
that's true too. Well,
Makes the difference.
yeah, it would. You know,
But
because you're right. This one's nice and bright. It's colorful. You know, whereas that one isn't. But
It's the-
it's
surroundings and where you are.
right. So guesses. That's my guess. Is that one over there
Yeah.
on your side is
That's the film
is
one,
the film
yeah.
one. So, and this is the digital.
Right.
So, which kind of, yep.
Okay.
So okay.
Set that one down. Just plop it on the floor.
Okay. Didn't want to do that, but
Now you can compare which is which. Same fish, different
just
islands,
Different islands. Yep.
different cameras.
Different. That one's brighter over there, but that doesn't mean anything. This one's vivid. It's got some, it's got quite a vivacity. Is that a word? To it. There I am making up new words.
Why not? Why not?
But I'll have to. Well, we'll have to go to was it Webster's for that one. But this one, on this one here, I've got my choice. I believe that the one over by you is the digital, and this is the film camera over here.
Yep. Yes, it is.
So it is, I mean, so far I think it's easy to tell the difference between the two. and because that over there seems to show a lot more detail. But again, it's your surroundings.
It's
too.
the surroundings.
So
This is a more brighter background, where that's a more of a darker background. Where there's only a few colors, where over here you're surrounded by colors.
But if you're looking at the fish, it's you know
Identical.
It's identical. It really is. So it's the other parts of it that are actually
Enhanced.
changing, enhancing. There you go. By what the
A little brighter background offsets the.
true. So that just shows you if you're doing. If you're doing film or if you're doing
Or
digital,
photography.
which photography in general,
Whether it's
it shows-
underwater or land,
right,
you're going to get different
things, right?
depending on where the sun is. Where is it? Locations,
Yep.
shadows. Basically, it's no different underwater.
Right.
But yeah, you're 2 for 2.
Except you don't have the sun underwater.
And, well, not as.
Not as
don't
a
get the
direct
sunburn.
sun. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, but so okay, 2 for 2.
2 for 2.
So, of course, I might have a little unfair advantage too, only because I may have seen some of these
A few of
pictures
them.
before.
Yeah.
So,
Gosh,
so
we won't tell them that.
So this one here is a very nice picture, nice vivid as far as the coloring on this one and that one. But that one over there looks like it has a lot more detail. I know it just kind of comes out at you, and I mean, of course, that's our buddy the turtle.
The turtle.
That's so, which I love that turtle, but yeah, it's this one here. I would say that one over there is the digital, and this is the
The film?
film.
Yeah, you're 3 for 3.
Yeah.
And this is the same part of the world. One's on the southern equator, this is on the northern equator.
So
Western
some
Pacific.
similar areas,
Yeah.
but not exactly the same, of course, because you got different types of coral here than you do there.
Right.
So and different things in the water cause the colorings and
The food.
but how vivid, both of those are. I mean, they're both good.
Yeah.
It's just if you compare one to the other,
Oh, yeah.
you can see the difference in it. So.
And then when people see the shot, when I do my shows, they want to know how close was I when I took the shot. Well, I walk up right next to them and say, this close. It's like, you're only a foot and a half away.
And what kind of a turtle is that?
That's a green sea turtle,
Okay.
but it was on a cleaning station. So right on the neck, there's a small fish,
Oh, yeah.
basically eating the parasites off its neck. And the turtle was just laying there going la-di-da and having a good time.
So you decided that, hey, I'm going to go take a picture of him.
I'm going to bother him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I bothered him. And got his eyes closed,
Oh,
taking a nap.
yeah. Oh, nice. That's one really nice picture. So.
Yeah.
And the last one. Yeah, I would say, stay there. Thank you. I would say that this is the digital one here on this side, and that's the film one, and that's why I'd have to say it, because that one's a little murkier, I guess,
Well,
But does that actually tell you anything?
not at all.
No, because you can get the same murkiness
Anywhere around them.
if you use the same settings, same film settings, that you would get the same thing.
Same thing.
So it would look exactly the same.
Well, that day happened to be an overcast day, and you're 70 feet deep. So the sun filtered down to a certain point, and then starts to get.
It diffuses itself all
Diffuses.
the way down. So.
So basically, if you don't have your lights with you, you're just gonna not get much.
You're going to get darkness.
You're gonna get darkness.
That's pretty much it. So.
Yep.
Yeah, this one's the digital one over here, and that's the I don't think I'd want to meet up with that guy over there, though. No.
Well, they only bother you if you don't bother them.
Yeah.
Oh,
So where was that when?
this was Honduras.
That was Honduras. Okay.
Yeah.
And then of course this one was Palau. So
Yeah.
I just read that. so but plus I remember it from our last show.
Right.
So it was Palau.
You made it 4
So,
for 4.
Yeah. So it is somewhat easy to tell. It's
To a point,
to a point. Yeah.
but being that you've seen these before.
I've seen them before, yeah. So I
The
guess
prior advantage.
I did have an advantage because I pretty much I did not look at the Palau until after though. So I didn't.
okay.
So I didn't. No, but
That's the way it goes.
what you're gonna have to do sometime is take film picture and also take the other picture. Although it's hard. It'd be hard for you to be down there and get the same picture of a.
Well,
of-
now without the strobes,
with-
it's going to be.
Right, you couldn't.
Couldn't do it.
It's going to be different
Yeah.
anyway. So even with your small
But even
flash.
if it's a bright day in the shallows, you probably would never know the difference.
So, well, that's great. So
So that's film versus digital.
so not sure about what we'll be doing next, but have you thought about anything?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not
Okay.
yet.
All right. So it'll be a
and
surprise
coming.
when we do.
The next
we'll
show.
figure out the next
Yeah.
show what it is. Someday we'll do that shark dive.
Yeah.
So, so and so. Anything else or?
No, that'll.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for tuning in and watching our digital versus film. I guess I'd presentation.
Call it what you want.
Yep, but it was digital versus film. So we hope you enjoyed it, and join us again next time for more of Nature's Watercolors. I'm your host, Barry Underwood, and my sidekick is
Mickey Cusack.
So thanks.
Thank you for
again.
watching.